put it under the table if you wanted to. There we go. All right. Let's go right.
I'm going to say Madrium. All right. I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer. First in the Hebrew, then in the English. I'm going to say Wapon Yahapudan, which means to turn and face the east. All right. Repeat after me. Abanawa.
Salaki. Okay, go ahead. Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakuka. Daba'a. Batazaka. I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K.
Ba'aratiza. Kawa. I.S.U.P.K. Bashemayim. Natholanawa. Kam. Ka. Iwam. Wasalakanawa. Kawapnawa. Nasalaknawa. Kawap Kawawat Yanawa. Wala'a. Tabi'aynawa. Banasayawan. Abo. Awashaynawa. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wapara. Aiman.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
All right, the power. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kasha, Athalanawa, Akak, Larpa'a, Kalmakala, Kalmarawa, Akak, Latahar, Kalmatazaraya, Akak, Lahaku, Amatia, Akak, Our Karawa, Atama'ala, Nagar Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Water Aman.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
Blessings. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayaka'ala. Wa Alahaya. Matazab'a. Al-Wap Yohanna. Ha Al-Wap. Ha Suranya. Ha Kotazayanya. Ha Kayayoya. Wa Ha Akwafia. Yahweh. Ba'asham. Yahweh Shai. Water Aman.
Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahanna. The general. The captain. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'a. Ayanya. Al-Hahori. Ma'ayan. Yaba'a. Izari. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemaya. Wa'aratiza. Al Yathan. Namawat. Bergolka. Al Yanawam. Shemarka. Anala'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shemarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Aliyah. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashemat. La'ayakava. Wayirah. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashemarka. Korai. Yashemar. Aknapashka. Yahweh. Yashemar. Taza'aka. Wabu Ma'aika. I belong.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From which cometh my help?
From which cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help comes from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out,
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out,
and thy coming in,
and thy coming
from
in,
this time
from
forward,
this time forward,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. Psalms 83. Allahayim.
Allahayim.
Adam Yalaka.
Aldam Yalaka.
Alta Karash.
Alta Karash.
Alta Shakwat.
Alta Shquat. All.
Kayahana.
Yahana.
Awiyabika.
Awiyabika.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Wama Shanaka.
Wamashanayaka.
Nasha Awa.
Nasha Adba.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Aimaka.
Al Aimaka.
Ya'ara Yumwa.
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Sawad.
Sawad.
Wayata Ya'aita Zawad.
Wayata Ya'aita Zawad.
Alta the Pawanyaka.
Alta the Pawanyaka.
Amorwa.
Amorwa.
Akawa.
Kadwa.
Wanakakida.
Wanakakida.
Magoya.
Magolia.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yazakar.
Yazikar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwad.
Iwad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Zawad.
Nawa Aita Zawad.
La.
La.
Yakawa.
Yakadwa.
Alyaka.
Aulita.
Baryat.
Baryat.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Ahoya.
Aholia.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashmai Alayam.
Wayashamai Alayam.
Mawa
Mawa'aba.
Wahagoria.
Wahagari.
The ball.
The ball.
I'm one.
I'm the one.
I'm a lot.
Wine Walak.
Palashat.
Palashat.
I'm Yashabia.
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Ayu.
Iowa.
Zorwai.
Zorba.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamadia.
Kamadia.
Kasiyah Sara'ah.
Kasiyah Sarah.
Kayabia.
Kayabia.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kuyashua.
Kuyashua.
Nashamadu.
Nashamadwa.
Ba'ayanda Arab.
By Ayanda Ara.
Ayu.
Iowa.
Damad.
Dama.
La Adamad.
Dama.
Shayatumbo.
Shayatumba.
Nadayamu.
Nadayamuwa.
Ka Arab.
Kai Ara.
Wakazahaba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakazahaba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabat.
Wakatazalmanai.
Wakatazalmanai.
Kalanasi Yukumwa.
Talnaya Shikamba.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amorwa.
Amora.
Nayarashad.
Nayarashad.
Lanuwa.
Nalawa.
Na'awa.
Awa.
Alahaya.
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 Shayatumbo.
Shayatumba.
Gogla.
Gaugala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanyuraka.
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 Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Tabaari Yaira.
Taba Ira Yaira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Talahat.
Salahat.
Aryam.
Haryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Darudatma.
Doradatma.
Basa Irika.
Wasa Irika.
Wabasawapaka.
Wabasa Wapaka.
Tabahola.
Tabahala.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaha.
Palawan.
Palawan.
Wayabakwashu.
Wayabakwashu.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashu.
Labaka.
Wayabahola.
Wayabahala.
Adiyai.
Adiyai.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayapaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Atha.
Atha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labaka.
Labaka.
Aliwan.
Aliwan.
Alka Rataza.
Alka Ha'arataza. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
Thy
thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yahshua may be no more remembered.
That the name of Yahshua may be no more remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
The bone Gabal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera, as to Jabin, as the brick of Kassan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Areb, and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they will seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High, over all the earth.
Sar, means to turn. Y'all can tie hands down. Shavia, may be seated.
Okay. All right, Shalom. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Florida Sabbath service. Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanna. We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group, okay? Since 1969, Commanding General Yohanna and the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true biblical Israelites of the Bible. And this is our tradition to come in here on the Sabbath and learn and read our history, okay? So we're going to continue that and pick up where we left off last week in 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 31 through 37, okay? 31 through 37, that's where we'll be picking up at. 2 Samuel chapter 31 through verse 37. Chapter 19, okay?
Verse 31.
2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 31 through 37. Thought I had it already. Oh, you got your own book. Yeah, they're already good to go.
Yeah, I like to take notes.
Okay.
Go ahead first.
Yeah, go ahead and run through that first set, and then I'll get the second one. You know, we'll just go back and forth.
2 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 31 in the Hebrew. Chapter 19 and 31. Waya Amar, Mapa, Yabashah, All, Hamalak, Gum, Af, Hakal, Yaquak, or Yaquak, okay, Akaria, Ashar, Ba'ah, Adoniah, Hamalak, Bashalam, All, Bayahwa, verse 32, Waba, Rosalia, Galaidia, all right, Yarada,
Turn the air down.
Mara, Galayum, all right, Waya, Ibar, Af, Hamalak, Hayaradan, La Shalakwa, Af, Bayaradan, Wa Bara Zalya, Zakwan, Salakia, Ma'ad, Ban, Shah Manayam Shana Waya Waha Wa'a Kakal Ah Hamalak Ba Shaya Bahwa Bama Kanayam Kaya Ayash Gadawal Hawa'a Ma'ad 34 Waya Amar Hamalak Al Barazalia Atha Ibar Afya Wa Kalkol Wa Kal Kolthaya Isupk Imadia Baya Ra Washalam 35 Waya Amar Bara Zoya Al Hamalak Bama no Salakia Kama Yamaya Shanaya Khayaya Kaya Ayla Ayla Af Hamalak Yara Washalam verse 36 Ban Shamanayam Shana Anakaya Hayawam Ha Adai Bayan Tawab Lara'ai Imam Ya Ta'im Ibadka Af Ashar Akal Wa'af Ashar Ashatha Am or is this Ama or Ashamai Iwad Bakwal Sharayam Wa Sharawaf Wa Lama Yaha Ibadka Iwad La Masha'ah Al Adonaiah Hamalak verse 37
You were supposed to read through 36, right?
Stop
They started at 30 through 36.
30. Come on, start at 31.
You started, okay.
31.
Okay, go ahead.
One more. Verse 37. Ka Ma'ait. All right. Ya Ibar. Abide was Ibadka. Ah. Hayaradan. Ah. Hamalak. Wa Lama. Ya Gamala Naya. Hamalak. Ha Gama Wal. Salakia. Ha Gama Wala. Haza'af. Yashab. That's it. All right. All right. 2 Samuel 19, chapter 19 and verse 31 in the English. All right. And Barzillai, the Gileadite, came down from Rogelim and went over Jordan with the king to conduct him over Jordan. Now Barzillai was a very aged man, even 80 years old, and he had provided the king of sustenance while he lay at Mahanaim for he was a very great man. And the king said unto Barzillai, Come thou over with me, and I will feed thee with me in Jerusalem. And Barzillai said unto the king, How long have I to live, that I should go up with the king into Jerusalem? I am this day 80 years old, and can I discern between good and evil? Can thy servant taste what I eat, or what I drink? Can I hear any more the voice of singing men and singing women? Wherefore then should thy servant be yet a burden unto my lord the king? The servant will go a little way over Jordan with the king, and why should the king recompense it me with such a reward? Verse 37, Let thy servant, I pray thee, turn back again, that I may die in my own city, and be buried by the grave of my father and of my mother. But behold, thy servant Shimham, let him go over with my lord the king, and do to him what shall seem good unto thee.
That was just them few. That was some hardcore stuff right there, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to get into it too much, but you know, the brother, he had to be a real cat. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the king, you know what I mean? Like, he was down with the king. You know what I'm saying? He looked out for him. You know what I'm saying? When the king was down, he fed him. You know what I'm saying? When the king was hiding or whatever, you know what I mean? He looked out for him, make sure he was straight. And now the king want to give, you know, like return it to him. And he's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 80 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a bunch of stuff. 4 years old, and how can I discern good and evil?
Right.
That reminded me of, like, you know, when the brothers get old and, you know what I mean, they start losing it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm 4 years old. How can I discern between good and evil?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Can thy servant taste what I eat or what I drink, and hear any more the voices of good singing men and women thereof?
Yeah.
You know, when you get old, like them rap songs don't sound the same no more. You're like, yo, what are you listening to? I can't, you know, I don't understand this. What is going on? I can't hear it. You know what I mean? Like you don't hear that, you don't feel it. I don't hear it. You know, right?
Oh,
You know, yeah, you know what I mean? So he's like, he don't want to be a burden to the king. The king's still young.
Right.
He's gonna be trying to get down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna be like this. You know what I mean? King will be like, what's your problem?
Right.
Oh, yeah. So he's like, I'm old, man. Let me go. Let me just chill. You know what I'm saying?
God.
And he said he was like 80. You know what I mean? So
That's old. That's up there.
right, like even back then, you know, people lived to a good old age. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the white man, he'll have you thinking that, you know, back in those days, you know, I've heard it say, you know, they lived to 30 something, 20 something. You know, 40 something, because it was so hard and so rough and this, that, and the third. But this book tells us different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It tells us that men live to, you know, a ripe old age. You know what I'm saying? He was 80 and he still had, you know, probably a good little time to go. But he was like, let me, you know what I mean, spend these last few years at the crib. You know what I mean? With my people, my wife, my rib, you know, my children, grandchildren, whatever. You know what I'm saying? My brothers and them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna stay here and chill with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, so he was like, take this other young cat with you, like, you know what I mean? Let him ride with you, you know what I mean? Y'all vibe the same, you know what I mean? So
I'm at my retirement.
yeah, you know what I mean? I'm gonna stay back here and collect this 401k. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. Come. No, just get right here. I'm Israel. We was just finishing up first set, sir. We finished up at 2 Samuel chapter 19, read through verse 37. We're going to pick up at verse 38.
If True, you can keep me up on the time. I'm up to about.
Right now it's 8:45.
All right, just let me know when it hits 9, if you would.
9 o'clock. So what?
Go ahead, man. You already.
Okay,
down.
Yeah, we did that one.
Is it 9 o'clock, so 15 minutes?
Yes, sir.
I.S.U.P.K.
Yeah, read it.
You want to go ahead and read the next set?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 37. Washab, Salakia, Yeshab, Na'ah, Ibadka, Wa'amar, Salakia, Ba'ai, Yara, Ain, Babar, Abaya, Wa'ama, Salakia, Wa'ama, Ya, Wahana, Ibadka, Maham, Ya Bara, Ain, Ida, Slakia, Ada, Naya, Hamalak, Wa Shaha, Lawa, Ashar, Tawab, Ba'ai, Yanak, Waya Amar, Hamalak, Athia.
Are you still at 37?
I just started. Shit. I think I read.
Yeah, I've been looking.
Okay, let me start at 30. I think I read 38. Salakia. Okay, 37. Salakia. Come on, I. Is that the right spot? Come on, I
got time. Oh, wait, so like maybe that's gotta be 36. Yeah, that's 30. Come on, okay, come on, Ike.
Come on, Ike. Okay, Salakia. Come on, Ike. Salakia. 2 Samuel chapter 19, verse 37. Come on, Ike. Ya Ibara. Ya Salakia. Ya Ibar. Badak, Haya, Ibadka, Hayara Dun, Hamalak, Walama, Ya, Gamalanaya, Hamalak, Ha, Gamawala, Haza'ah, Yashab, Na'ah, Ibadka, Wa'amak, Ba'ai, Yara, Ain, Kwabar, Abadia, Amaya, Wahanaha, Ibadka,
Okay, Wahana.
Wahana, Ibadka, Kama Hum, Ya Ibara, Ain, Ya Ibar, Ain, Adanaya, Hamalak, Aisha, come, Aisha, Lawa, Ashar, Tawab, Yanak, Ayanayaka, Yanayaka, come. Wa Amar, Hamalak, Athia, Ibar, Kama Hum, Wa Anaya, Wa Anya, come. Aisha, ha, slack it. Wa Aisha, Lawa, Hatawa, slack it. Na, slack it. Slack it. Yanaya, Wakal, Ashar, Tabakar, Ilya, Aisha, Laka, Waya Ibar, Call, Ha'ain, Haya Radan, Wa Hamalak, Ibar, Waya Shak, Slaki, Waya Shakwa, Ha Malak, La Barazala, Slaki, La Barazala, yeah. Waya Baraka, Slaki, Waya Barakahawa, Slaki, Waya Bar,
I think that's Barack.
okay, come. Waya Barak Hawa. The what? Waya Shah. Wama Kwam. Select. Way La Ma Kwam Mawa. Waya I Bar. Hamala. Ha Gala. Gala. Will come, select it. Will come hun. Will ka mahan. Okay. Ibar. I'm a what? Will call. I'm. Yahawada. Waya Ibarwa. Waya Ibarwa.
You don't have a yah after the ba?
Blah, so I got Waya Ibarwa.
Where I buy your rawa is what I got.
You're
in 40. The word before it was Yehodah.
right.
Where I buy rawa. Okay.
Come. Waya Ibarwa.
Nah. Oh, first of all, we need to be on the same page on one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like if we have a description, we should all be in the same book. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
Come. What? Hamalak.
No, you can't read it out of it tonight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
beginning of right under 41. Where you see line
19 and
Yeah, Second Samuel 19 and 41. Yeah, on that side of the page, just 41, and then the line right under you where you see the 41 is where it started.
okay,
That's where you was at.
okay.
So you see Yahweh.
Under that line. Where it
Yeah,
says
where you see the
40.
41. the
Okay,
line.
okay, I got it. Yeah, Yahweh, where you abad your what? Hamalak. Wa. My gum. I have to grab my glasses.
Oh, the gum.
I may grab my glasses real quick. Sister. Yeah, see it. Okay. Wabam, it's like it. Waba ma. Is that a buff, sir?
He was a guy. Where you at?
Wagam, right?
Wagam.
Okay, Wagam. Tazaya. Kataza. Katazaya. Katazaya. Come. Ain. Yasha Allah. Wa Hana. Call. Ayash. Yasha Allah. Kaba Yam. No.
That's about.
Oh. Ayam. All. Hamalak. Waya Amar. Wa. Allah. No, all. Ha Malak. Mada wa I. Naba.
That's a guy.
Okay. Gaba Wak.
It's like Ghana, Bawak. Ghana, Bawaka. Ghana, Bawaka.
Gaba Gana Bawak. Ka Yanawa. Ayash. Yahawada. Waya Ibar. Wa. Hamalak. Wa. Kaya Tawa. Haya Ra One.
You need help on that? Sharatazar? You need help? I got it. I got it.
We call Anashia Dawada. I'm a what? Waya Ain. Call Ayash. Yahawada. Ayash. Yasha Allah.
Kaya, Kwa, Wa, Hamalak, Alia, Wa, Lama, Waha.
This is
Okay, Zaha. Kara. Is that a Kara? Karaha. Okay.
I don't know if it's, I'm just saying, yeah, those are correct.
Yes, sir. Laka. Isle. Hadabar. Hazaha. Ha. Akalwa. It's like a ha. Akalwala. Kala. Akal Nawa. Mana. Ra Malak.
That's
Okay, come. Ha Malak. Wow. Ama Na Sha'a. Na Sha'a. Lanawa. Waya Ain. Ayash. Yasha Allah. Ayash. Yahawada. Wa Amar. Waya Amar. So I should have been going to chapter 20, verse 1.
how in the world, if you only read the 7 scriptures, you started at 37, correct?
Yep, started at 37, yes.
40, 41, 42, 43.
Okay. Oh, so I went over?
I'm not sure where you at right now. But
I think I'm in,
I think we started.
I think I'm in 44.
Let's see. That's 43 right there. Yeah, you already started. So go ahead reading the English.
Okay, come. 2 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 37. Let thy servant, I pray thee, turn back again, that I may die in my own city, and be buried by the grave of my father and of my mother. But behold, thy servant Shemaham, let him go over with my lord the king, and do to him what shall seem good unto thee. And the king answered, Shemaham shall go over with me, and I will do to him that which shall seem good unto thee, and whatsoever thou shalt require of me, that will I do for thee. And all the people went over Jordan. And when the king was come over, the king kissed Barzillai and blessed him, and he returned unto his place. Then the king went on to Gilgal, and Chimham went on with him, and all the people of Judah conducted the king, and also half the people of Israel. And behold, all the men of Israel came to the king, and said unto the king, why have our brethren, the men of Judah, stolen thee away, and have brought the king and his household, and all David's men with him over Jordan. And all the men of Judah answered the men of Israel, because the king is near of kin to us. Wherefore then be ye angry for this matter? Have we eaten at all of the king's cost? Or hath he given us any gift? And the men of Israel answered the men of Judah and said, we have 10 parts in the king, and we have also more right in David than ye. Why then did ye despise us, that our advice should not be first had in bringing back our king? And the words of the men of Judah were fiercer than the words of the men of Israel.
Listen, I'm looking at it. I don't know why it has 44 verses. Well, maybe it's 44 in what you just read. I think you probably just read 44.
That's what I was getting jammed up too.
Yeah, it just don't notate it. Well, yeah, up there in the Hebrew it's got a 44, but down here in the English it
Yeah. If I may, so there's no 44 in the regular sword either. So I was jammed up on where to start and where to end.
Listen, luckily we ain't got too much time today, man. We gotta roll through SKYPE. It's supposed to be done by 9, so but it's supposed to be done. So I'm gonna have to roll through this, try to beat the deadline for 9:45 here. So we're gonna pick up in 2 Samuel, Shema Wa'ala in the Hebrew. We'll pick up on second Shema Wa'ala, chapter 20 and verse 1. Okay, Washam, Nakwara'a, Ayash, Bala Ya'al, Washamwa, Shabai, Ban, Bakaria, Ayash, Yamayanaya, Waya Nakwai, Bashapar, Wayamar, Ayan, Lanawa, Kalak, Dawada, Wala'a, Na Kala, La Nawa, Bayan, Baban, Yashaya, Ayash, Laha, Laya'al, La'a, Hala Yawa, Ya Shara'al, Waya'al, Call Ayash, Yasha'ala, Ma Aharya, Dawada, Akarya, Shabai, Ban, Bakaria, Wa Ayash, Yahawada, Da Bakwa, Bamalakam, Mana Haya Radan, Wa'id, Yara Washalam, Waya Ka'a, Dawada, Al, Waya Thawa, Yara Washalam, Waya Kukha, Hamalak, Ath, Ishar, Na Shayam, Palagashyam, Ashar, Hanayak, La Shamar, HaKayath, Waya Thagum, Bayath, Ma Shamarath, Waya Kalam, Waya Kala Kalam, Wa Ala Yakam, La'a, Ba'a, Wa Thahaya, Wa Thahaya Yana, Tazar Wawath, Aid Yawam Muthan Ala
Kayawath, Wayamar, Ha Malak al Imash, so like Ima Sha'a, Ha Wa'ikwa, Laya Ath, Ayash, Yahuda, Shalashath, Yamayam, Wa Atha, Paha, Imad, Wayalak, Imasha'a, Laha Za'ayakwa, Ath, Yahuda, Wa Yahar, Mana, Ha Mawa'id, Ashar, Ya'idwa, Wayamar, Dawada al Abayashia, Aitha, Yarai, Lanawa, Shabai, Ban Bukaria, Mana, Abashalam, Atha, Koka, Ath, Ibadia, Adonayaka, Waradat, Akaryawa, Pana, Mataza'ah, Lawa, Iriyam, Ba, Tazawath, Wa Katazayal, Ayananawa, Wayataza'awa, Akaryawa, Anasha, Ya Wa'aba, Wa Ha Barathia, Wa Ha Palathia, Wakal, Ha Gabarium, Waya Taza'awa, Maya Rawashalam, La Radak, Akaria, Shabai, Ban Bakaria. That's it.
2 Samuel chapter 20, verse 1. And there happened to be there a man of Baal, whose name was Shabbat, the son of Bakara, a Benjamite.
So his brother was not in the truth. He worshipped Baal, or some fake god. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in the truth. He didn't serve the Most High the way that the rest of Israel was supposed to be doing. Keep going.
Come. We have no part in David, neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse.
All right, we don't want nothing to do with this inheritance, man. We don't care nothing about that. You know what I mean? It's a lot of brothers and sisters that, don't want to hear that they're Israel. They hate that, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to go with what they, what they're being told or what they know about who they are. They want to separate and be a part of some other culture, some other religion, or what have you. You know what I'm saying? This is the same spirit, like nothing new. We doing the same thing. Niggas is back again. The same cat, nothing new under the sun. He right back again in your Christian church doing the same thing. Like they don't want nothing to do with no inheritance or nothing to do with David.
Right, man. Yes, sir. Every man to his tent, O Israel. So every man of Israel went up from after David and followed Shabbat, the son of Bakara. But the men of Judah clave unto their king from Jordan even to Jerusalem.
So, like you see these fake Israelite groups, that's kind of like what this is. It's like back then we were still separated, not really separated by tribes, but this is my family, you know what I'm saying? Even though we all cousins, we all brothers and sisters, these cats, they had a Benjamite for a king in Saul at first, you know what I'm saying? And now Saul, they feel like, they betrayed the king, and these cats are still riding tough with Saul. When the Lord, through Shemawa'ala, Samuel, told, Israel that David was to be the king. The Lord wanted David to be the king. And so, of course, these brothers and sisters, I don't want to say that they're not righteous, but they just like with it because that's one of their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Judah, mean what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I rock with him because he's Judah, but right. I mean, it was what the Lord wanted anyway. Right. These other cats is like, nah, we ain't on that. We still rock with Saul. We ain't got no inheritance in Judah and David, man. Like if somebody else will lose to say we gonna, get our just or whatever. So you know what I'm saying, you got this war between brothers, which it should never be, man. You see these fake Israelite groups now, and it shouldn't be no war. Commander General GEN.YAHANNA called it years ago. Like all camps are commanded to come together. You know what I mean? There's no reason why we should be out here calling ourselves Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And you know, one group over here he wants to do this, and the other group over here wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be a nation. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be a whole family. And you know what I mean? This same spirit, like I'm telling you, is right back in the earth again. And listen, we find the rock by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The same way that Yahweh did, the same way that Noah did. You understand? We good to roll right by ourselves and please the Most High and follow what the hell He says, man. Meanwhile, everybody else, you're gonna see as we continue to read what happens when you decide to go against the men of the Lord. All right,
Come
keep going.
on. 2 Samuel chapter 20, verse 3. And David came to his house at Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 women, his concubines, who he had left to keep the house, and put them in ward, and fed them, but went not in unto them. So they were shut up until the day of their death, living in widowhood. Then said the king to Mashah, assemble me the men of Judah within 3 days, and thou, Salakia, and be thou here present. And Mashah went to assemble the men of Judah, but he tarried longer than the set time which he had appointed him. And David said to Abishai, Abishai, now shall Sheba, the son of Bacherai, do us more harm than did Absalom. Take thou the Lord's servants and pursue after him, lest he get him fenced cities and escape us. And there went out after him Joab's men, and the Cherethites, and the Pelethites, and all the mighty men. And they went out of Jerusalem to pursue after Sheba, the son of Bacherai.
Going down, verse 8. Hama, Ain, Ha'aban, Ha-Gadawala, Ashar, Bana, Ba'ai, Wana, Wa'ain, Sha'a, Ba'a, Lepanyaham, Wa'ab, Ka Gawar, Madawa, La Bashwa, Wa'ailawa, Ka Gawar, Korab, Ma Taza Madath, Al, Ma Thanayat, Mathanyua, Batha Ira, Wa Hawa Yataza'a, Wa Thapal, Wa Yamar, Wa Abba, La Imashah, it's like it. La Imashah, Ha Shalom, Atha Akaya, Wa Thakaz, Yad Yamayan, Yawa'aba, Ba Zakwan, Imashah, Lana Shak, Lawa, Wa Imasha, Wa Imasha, La Na Shamar, Ba Karab, Ashar, Bayad, Yawa Abba, Waya Kahawa, Baha Al Ha Kamasha, Waya Shapak, Ma Ayawa, Arataza'a, Aratazaha. Wala'a Shana Lawa Wayamath Waya Wa'aba Wa'abaya. Sorry, Wa'aba Yeshaya Akayawa Radak Akaya Shabai Ban Kabarya Wa'ayash Imad Aliwa Mana Iriya Yawa Abba Wayamar Maya Ashar Kapatazai Baya Wa'aba Wamaya Ashar La Dawada Akarya Yawa Abba Wa'ai Masha'a Ma Thana Salaki Ma Gagal Salaki Ma Tha Galal Ma Tha Gal Ma Tha Galal Badum Badama Ba Thawak Ha Mamala Ma Ha Ma Salah. Does that not look like a M to y'all? No, it can't be though. It's like a Ha Ma Salah. Waya Ra'a Ha Ayash Kaya Aimad Kal Ha'aim Waya Sabah Ath Masha'a Mana Ha Ma Salah Ha Shada Waya Shalak Aliwa Ban Bagad Kashar Ra'a Kal Haba'a Aliwa Wa'imad Kashar Haga Mana Ma Salah Ibar Kal Ayash Akarya Yawa'aba La Radak Akarya Shabai Ban Bakarya Waya Ibar Bakal Shabatya Yasha'awa Abullah Wa Bayath Ma'aika Wakal Habarium Wa Habarium Waya Kuala Hawa Waya Kuala Hawa Waya Ba'awa Apa Akaryawa.
That's it, right? 2 Samuel chapter
8.
Chapter 20 and verse 8. When they were at the great stone, which is in Eon, Amasa went before them, and Joab's garment that he had put on was girded unto him, and upon it a girdle with a sword fastened upon his loins, and the sheath thereof. And as he went forth, it fell off. And Joab said to Amasa, art thou in health, my brother? And Joab took Ashama by the beard with the right hand and kissed him. But Amasa took no heed to the sword that was in Joab's hand.
Okay, now for all you Christians, right, I got to. I don't want to hear nothing about this on the comments and this damn thing, man. Listen, they said he took the brother by that beard, you know what I'm saying, and kissed him, right? Okay, I know. I'm saying I'm gonna get it all the way up off. He did not take the man by the beard and kiss him in the mouth.
Right.
All right. That's not what he did. All right. A kiss is a light touch. Right. Like that's what it is. Like when you see us and we salute each other, you know what I'm saying? Like we salute each other's thigh, you know what I'm saying? And boom. boom. You know what I'm saying? A hug can be considered a kiss, or you know what I'm saying? Like a kiss is like a hug in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a light touch. It's not you punching somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's, you know what I'm saying? You hit your brother, like, you know, big up to, you know, Priest and Officer Thawshad. He don't do it right. He be beating the nigga up.
It's not a light kiss.
He don't do it right. You gotta get it together. It's a light touch. It's a light touch. It's not right. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Nah, but you know, like it's that. Like, so he took the brother. I don't know why he took him by the beard. It's a lot. I don't know what that is. I have to ask about that. But the beard is like I said, like as you see, it looks like the brother's about to get killed.
Right, like you mad.
Yeah, I'm saying that's basically what it was. He like dapped him up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, get over here. Yeah. Grab a nigga by the shit. Yeah. That's what it was. But he didn't take into account that the brother had the sword right there. So he brought him close to, you know what I'm saying, not kiss him in the mouth, but a light touch, like a salute, you know, a greeting or what have you. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Verse 10. But Masha'ah took no heed to the sword that was in Joab's hand. So he smote him therewith in the 5th rib, and shed out his bowels to the ground, and struck him not again, and he died. So Joab and Abishai, his brother, pursued after Sheba, the son of Bikari. And one of Joab's men stood by him and said, he that favoreth Joab, and he that is for David, let him go after Joab. And Ashama wallowed in blood in the midst of the highway. And when the men saw that all the people stood still, he removed Amasha out of the highway into the field, and cast a cloth upon him. When he saw that everyone that came by him stood still, when he was removed out of the highway, all the people went on after Joab to pursue after Sheba, the son of Bikari. And he went through all the tribes of Israel unto Abel, and to Beth Makkah, and all the Berites, and they were gathered together, and went also after him.
Yikes. Okay, how many more we got?
We got 3 more.
Okay, I'm gonna run through all of them. Just tell me where to stop.
Come on.
All right. We're gonna run through them and then that's it. It's like the Lord's Prayer. That's it. We out there. All right. Waya Ba'awa. Waya Tazara. It's like Waya Tazarwa. Aliwa Ba Abala Bayath Hama'ika. Waya Shabakwa. Lala Al Ha'ayira Watha Imad Wakal Ha'aim Ashar Ath Yawa'aba Ma Shakayatha Ma Shakyatham, I don't know, Ma Shakta, second, Ma Shakayatham Laha Payal Ha Kawama Watha Para Asha Ha, it's like Ha Kama Mana Ha-Ayira Shemaiwa Abarwa Na'a Al Yawa'aba Korab Aid Hana Wa Adabara Al-Yaka Waya Korab Al-Yaha Wa Tha'amar Ha Asha Ha
Atha, Yawa Abba, Waya Amar, Anya, Wa Amar, Lawa, Shemai, Dabarya, Amathka, Waya Amar, Shemai, Anakaya, Wa Amar, La Amar, Dabar, Yadabarwa, Ba Ra'ash Shana, La Amar, Sha'awal, Yasha'awa, Ba'akal, Wakani, Hatha Mawa, Anakaya, Shalamya, Abba Wanaya, Yasha'ala, Atha Ma Bakwash, Laha Mayath, Ayar, Wa'am, Ba Yasha'ala, Lama, Tha Belai, Na Kalath, Yahweh, Waya Ain, Yawa Abba, Waya Mar, Khala Yala, Kala Yala, Waya Abal Abalai, Wa'am Asha Kayath, La'a Khan Hadabar Kaya Ayash Mahar Aparium Shabai Ban Bakaria Shamwa Nasha'a Yadawa Ba Malak Ba Dawda Thanawa Athwa Labadwa Wa Alaka Ma Ayo Ha Ayar Wa Tha Amar Ha Asha Al Yawa'aba Hana Ra'ashwa Ma Shalak Al Ba'id Hawama Wa Thabawa Ha Asha Al Kal Ha'ain Ba Kamata Waya Karathwa Ath Ra'ash Shabai Ban Bakaria Waya Shalakwa Al Yawa'aba Waya Takwai Ba Shapar Waya Petazawa Ma'al Ha'ayar Ayash La'ahalyawa Waya Wa'aba Sham Yarashalam Yarawashalam Salaki Al Hamalak Waya Wa'aba Al Kal Hatazaba'a Yasha'ala Wa Banaya Ban Yahweh Salaki Ban Yahweh Yadai Al Karya Al Kal Hatazaba'a Yasha'ala. Did I read that already? But Waba na Yah Salaki Waba na Yaha Ban Yahawada should have did Al Hakarya Wa Al Ha Palathia Wa Adaram Al Hamam Waya Hawa Shapat Kun Akaya La Akaya Wad Wa Al Ha Palathia Wa Adaram Al Hamam Salaki. Go over there with the brother. He shouldn't went outside. The brother said, tell him I said, come here. Am I in 24? Come. What was the last word today? I don't know. That's what I'm asking you. All right. Waya Hawa Shapat. I think that's what I was at. Ban Akaya Lawad. It's like Akaya Lawad.
Hama Mazakim Zakayar Wa Shaya'ah Sapar Wa Tazadawaka Wa Tazadawakwa Wa Abayathar Kahanayam Wagam Ayar I guess that's Haya Araya Haya Kahan La Dawada Waya Haya Ra'aiba Bayamaya Dawada Shalash Shanayam Shana Akarya Shana Waya Bakwash Dawada Panya Yahweh Waya Amar Yahweh Al Shawa'al Sha'awal Wa'al Bayath Ha Damayam Al Ashar Hamayath Ath Hana Ba'ainiyam Waya Qura'a Ha-Malak, La Gaba'ainiyam, Wayamar, Al-Yahum, Waha Gaba'ainiyam, La'a Makanya, Mabanya. Mabanya, Yasha'ala, or is it, no, Shara'al, is that a Yah?
Yes, sir.
Yasha'ala, Hama Kaya, Ama Mayathar, Ha Amaria Wabanya Yasha'ala Na Shabaiwa Lahum Waya Bakwash Sha'awal Laha Slakia Laha Kanam Laha Kanam Bakwa Na'athwa La Labanya Yasha'ala Wa Yahawada Waya Amar Dawada Al Hana Ba'anyuwa, Maha, Aisha, Lakam, Wa Bama, Akapar, Wa Barakawa, Ath, Na Kalath, Yahweh, Waya Amarwa, Lawa, Haga Ba'anyuwa, Select Ha, Ga Ba'anyum, Ba'anyum. Ayan Laya Kasap Wa Zahab Ain Sha'wa Wa Ain Bayathwa Wa Ayan Lawa Ayash La Hamayath Ba Sha'ala Wa Ya Amar Maha Athum Amadium Aisha, Lakam, Waya Amarwa, Al Hamalak, Ayash, Ashar, Kalnua, Wa Ashar, Dama, Lanawa, Na Shamadwa, Na Shamadnawa, Maha Thayatazab, Bakal, Gabal, Yasha'ala, Yanathan, Lanawa, Shaba'ai, Shaba'ai, Anashiam, Ma Kanayam, Makanyawa, Mabanyua, Waha Wakwa'ainawam, La Yahweh, Ba Gaba'ain, Sha'awal, Ba Kayar, Yahweh, Wayamar, Hamalak, Anya Athan, Waya Kamal, Hamalak, Al, Mapa, Bash, okay, Mapa Yabashta, Yabasha, Mapa Yabasha, yes, I don't know. Ban Hawa Nath, How, second. Ban Yaha Wa Nathan, okay. Ban Yahweh Wanathan. Ban Sha'awal, Al Shaba'ith, Yahweh, Ashar, Bayatham, second, Baya Natham, Bayan, Dawada, Wa, Bayan, Yahweh Nathan, Yahawanathan, Yahawanathan, Ban Sha'awal, Wayakwak, Hamalak, Ath, Shanya, Banya, Ra Tazapah, Bath, Ayah, Ashar, Yawada, La, Sha'awal, Ath, Aramanaya, Wa'ath, Ma Pabashta, probably, yeah. Wa'ath, Chamashath, Manya, Mayakal, Bath, Sha'awal, Ashar, Yawada. La, I, Dar, Ya'al. La, I, Dar, Ya'al. La, I, Dar, Ya'al. La, I, Dar, Ya'al. Ban, Barawalia, Ha, Makal, okay, Ha, Makalathia, Waya, Thanum, Bayad, Ha, Gaba Ayim, Waya Kwaya Ayim, Bahar, Lapanya, Yahweh, Waya Palwa, Shaba'ithim, Yakad, Waham, Hamathwa, Ba Yamaya, Kwa Taza Yara, Ba Ra'ash no, Ba Ra'ash Nayim, the Kalath, Kwa Tazayar, Sha'irayam. That's it.
2 Samuel chapter 20, verse 15. And they came and besought him in Baal of Beth Makkah, and they cast up a bank against the city, and it stood in the trench. And all the people that were with Joab battered the wall to throw it down. Then cried a wise woman out of the city, Hear, hear, say, I pray you, unto Joab, come near hither, that I may speak with thee. And when he was come near unto her, the woman said, Art thou Joab? And he answered, I am he. Then she said unto him, Hear the words of thine handmaid. And he answered, I do hear. Then she spake, saying, They were selected. Then she spake, saying, They were wont to speak in old time, saying, They shall surely ask counsel at Baal. And so they ended the matter. I am one of them that are peaceable and faithful in Israel. Thou seekest to destroy a city and a mother in Israel. Why wilt thou swallow up the inheritance of the Lord? And Joab answered and said, far be it from me, that I should swallow up or destroy. The matter is not so, but a man of Mount Ephraim, Sheba, the son of Bakarai by name, have lifted up his hand against the king, even against David. Deliver him only, and I will depart from the city. And the woman said unto Joab, Behold, the head shall be thrown to thee over the wall. Then the woman went unto all the people in her wisdom, and they cut off the head of Sheba, the son of Bechariah, and cast it out to Joab. And he blew a trumpet, and they retired from the city, every man to his tent. And Joab returned to Jerusalem unto the king. And Joab was over all the host of Israel. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Cherethites and over the Pelethites. And Adoram was over the tribe, and Aradam was over the tribute. And Josaphat, the son of Ahalad, was recorder. And Sheba was scribe. And Zadok, the Abarathar, were the priest. And Ira, also the Jerethite, was a chief ruler about David. Chapter 21, verse 1. Then there was a famine in the days of David, 3 years, year after year. And David inquired of the Lord, and the Lord answered, It is for Saul and for the bloody house, because he slew Gibeonites. And the king called the Gibeonites and said unto them, Now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites. And the children of Israel had sworn to them, and Saul sought to slay them in his zeal to the children of Israel and Judah. Wherefore David said unto the Gibeonites, What shall I do for you? And wherewith shall I make the anointment, that ye may bless the inheritance of the Lord? And the Gibeonites said unto him, We will have no silver nor gold of Saul, nor his house, neither for us shalt thou kill any man of Israel. And he said, What ye shall say, that will I do for you? And they answered the king, The man that consumed us and devised against us that we shall be destroyed from remaining in any of the coast of Israel, let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up into the Lord in Gabah of Saul, whom the Lord did choose. And the king said, I will give them. But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, because of the Lord's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul. But the king took the 2 sons of Zephah, the daughter of Aiah, whom she bare unto Saul, Aramanai, and Mephibosheth, and the 5 sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up from Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Methelite, and he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hung them in the hill before the Lord. And they fell all 7 together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, and the first days in their beginning of barley harvest.
That's it. Okay,
I'm saying? Crazy. This is Salakia, y'all. I couldn't get into it, man. We got a meeting that we already made for us. I got a roll on y'all, man. We will be, we'll get back with y'all next week. Scripture breakdown, brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Join us, I.S.U.P.K, Florida. Huh? That's it, right? Yes, sir. Solid. All right, so with that, say shalom to the brothers and sisters, man. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shabbat, Thumb. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Thumb, Shem, Yahweh, Shabbat. We can't even get it. Salakia, yeah. Amen. Come on, fellas, man. All right, we gotta check in.
On the Zoom.
Yeah. I had you already in.